family. I mean, we all agree if something happens to our family, priority is family.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so to leave it in the hands of like somebody to step in behind you and that level of somebody who is Joss, like, I mean, come on.
And props to Joss for like just being like, look, man, go take care of your family. Like, I can handle this. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I mean, he's just closing out the ship.
He's just closing it out. You don't know if he's
photography's done. Like he's just closing out and making sure, tying up the loose ends. That's all he's doing.
Yeah. So maybe these reshoots might...
These reshoots are supposed to be minimal. From everything that they're pushing out, whether Warner Brothers being completely honest or not, right now it's all supposed to be very minimal. Like they were expecting some reshoots already.
I know.
That's what he's directing.
They're definitely going to try to clean it up. And I feel like with Joss Whedon, it's hard to argue with Joss Whedon. If Joss Whedon says, I don't like this scene as much, let me give you my... perspective of how this scene should go. I feel like DC, like Jeff Johns will be like, I agree, do what you can do, because it's like the guy's knocked it out of the park. How are you not going to listen to that guy?
Yeah, who else can put like an ensemble of comic book characters together, like a team, aka
nobody.
Justice League, aka Avengers.
It's almost like it's like you compare it to sports. You have a great like player on your team. And that like they have a good first year with Avengers, and they get traded to another team, and it's like, okay, now they're going to do great for this team. That's how I'm starting to look at it, where it's like he's going to produce for both, where he can be on both sides of the ball, which is like the first time you really see it with as far as directors, which is why I'm super excited. And maybe seeing this movie a little bit will get me a little more excited for Batgirl, just to see what he can do.
Yeah,
maybe, absolutely.
So, you got anything else to say?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I think we said it all.
All right, sounds good. So to May 25th.
May 25th.
We had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
It wasn't Jesus's.
It wasn't mine.
It wasn't mine. It was Star Wars. And Star Wars finally turns 40 years old.
The big 4-0.
The big 4-0.
It's old.
It's old. Actually, it's not that old.
But it's the most significant.
It's the most significant, yeah.
Yes.
So Star Wars turns 40. Like, I guess we can go around. Like, what are your thoughts
Top
on
20
Star
moments
Wars?
from Star Wars.
Top 100 moments.
Top 40 moments from Star Wars.
If you don't like Star Wars, get out
of the room right now.
But, Mike, what do you think?
What
did you do to celebrate?
What do you have to say to Jorge Lucas right now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
How did he change your life?
Because you've impacted my life from growing up to everything. I mean, we just went to Celebration, I mean, even currently from, I don't know how old I was to now, I mean, it's still impacted everybody's life. So, 40 years of impact to having its own Comic-Con, its own con, its own convention, to so many things. Like, it's one of the biggest movies still being released right now. It's a huge impact on the film industry. And we are doing this podcast because of films. So, a film epic like Star Wars, I mean...
You're wearing your Last Jedi t-shirt.
I'm wearing my Last Jedi shirt right now.
And you wore that.
So, yeah, because I just watched it. Yeah, I just watched it. But, which
sure
is
you watched
amazing.
It?
Yeah, I am sure. And my wife just watched it. Actually, I didn't watch it. But,
shout out
so
to Mike's
it's
wife.
supposed to be like, it's just huge. It's, May 25th, and they're moving episode 9 back to May, and I think it's coming out May 24th. So, big day. Let's return to it. Exciting times. I don't have a lot more to say about it. I mean, there's a lot to say about it, but we don't have enough time. So, happy 40th to Star Wars. Jesus, you're up.
Absolutely. Happy 40th to Star Wars. And, that movie impacted a lot of directors and all that stuff. It influenced a lot of movies and screenwriters and all that stuff. It definitely, it was a defining moment in cinema history, when it came out. Yeah. So, I'm happy that it came out and all that stuff. And Jorge Lucas, if you're out there, thank you for Jar Jar Binks. Appreciate it. That's all I got to say.
Without him.
Yeah. I know, and you guys are wearing the same shirt right now, actually.
Same shirt. That's Jar Jar Binks' shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I told you, man.
But Elvis, what do you have to say?
All right, so we're gonna talk about this for a good hour. So I'm gonna dedicate this episode to Star Wars, just because it's one of the greatest. It's changed my life. This is like my wife right now, all right? Like, you're talking about your wife washing your shirt. Star Wars doesn't wash my shirts, but it gives me love. That's what I'm going to say about that.
It gave Jesus the same love, too, because he's wearing the same shirt.
It gave him that same love.
Same shirt, same day. You guys didn't call me about this.
Yeah. Hey, this is... Star Wars is like that whore. I'm just kidding. It's like that girl that from high school where you're like, you were my first. You know what I'm saying? And then you meet her, and you're just with her. You're like, look, we've had some down times. We've had some bad. You're my high school sweetheart.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either, but I love Star Wars.
I love Star Wars.
I think we can move into the next topic.
Star Wars is your high school
unquote.
sweetheart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Star Wars is my love.
Speaking of Star Wars,
So Elvis loves Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but Elvis is obsessed with Star Wars.
I'm obsessed.
yeah, he's that guy looking out your window.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I don't know what you're talking about now.
I don't know what that means.
All right. So speaking of Star Wars and the love of Star Wars, my love of Star Wars especially, like Jesus said at the beginning, we had a little surprise for you. So we are going to be doing, like, with JNL growing like so fast, we're getting more followers, we're getting more episodes out, we're doing everything we can. I have decided to do my own Star Wars podcast. It is going to be called the Rule of Two Podcast. And this is going to be a podcast, everything Star Wars. Like, think of it. It's going to be, we're going to do different list of the movies. We're going to do movie news, movie reviews, comic books. We'll do book reviews. Everything Star Wars that you guys can think of. I'm going to cover it in this podcast. I don't want to give out too much more. You'll expect an episode coming out soon. We got our logo working. We got our introduction. Everything. I'm putting my life into this podcast right now. But I'll say enough about that. Mike, you got something to say?
Yeah, man. So you're deep diving into Star Wars, which is huge.
I like that.
Nice segue.
And I've started my own podcast as well, just a segment of the JNL. And so mine is actually called Deep Dives, where I'm actually going to deep dive into the body of work of your favorite actors, directors, writers, etc. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go through their bodies of work. Say you pick your favorite director, your favorite actor, your favorite writer. I'm going to go through and review all of their bodies of work. We're going to do lists. We're going to go into a specific older movie that they've done and review that. JNL is more concentrated on the future, the present, and the future. I'm going to try to review the whole body of work, their past, leading up to the future, cover that whole body of work, tie it all in for you. I won't say a lot about that, but, we have a new logo coming. We have intros coming, things like that. I'll bring on guests like from guys from the JNL team, especially when they have their favorite directors, actors. You'll see them show up on the show.
Absolutely.
You'll see other guests come up when, things like that. It'll be a fully immersed experience, so we'll just try to get everybody involved. JNL, like I said, we're just trying to throw different things at you guys.
Yeah, branching out, we want to hit every format we can.
Yes,
every topic, we're trying to get out there. Pretty much.
We just really want to have fun with this.
Because we know, like, sometimes we can't talk about everything on one show. Mm-hmm. This gives us an opportunity to spread it out.
Because we all do have a love of, like, everything movies, especially nerdy stuff like this.
Yeah.
So it's like we have different, like, my forte, like, my love is Star Wars, and I'm like, I want to talk more about Star Wars. I know people want to talk about Star Wars more, so let me put that out. Mm-hmm. We try to go in depth of movies and directors as much as we want, but it's like, just because there's all of us and we just time. Mike's, like, show is a great show coming up. Like, I'm going to be super interested in, and it's like, this is something that, especially for me, and I know a lot of people out there like Jesus, like, we want to know more about directors, more about the stars, more about the history, more about the future. So this is, like, great shows.
Yeah. So and we touch on, like, what has this director done before? What kind of themes or things that they bring up? And so that's what'll be fun is, you look at Christopher Nolan, for example, or Ridley Scott, what have they done? What kind of themes or things do they bring to the table? So that'll be really fun to get into.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to that. Yeah. I'm looking forward to both shows and trolling them too.
And of course, you'll be on board, and we'll try to be guests on each other's shows. We're not going to branch out and just do our own shows. It's going to be under the JNL, branch, and we'll have fun with it. We'll try to just really bring it.
It's the JNL tree, and these are branches.
These are branches.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right, but sounds good. That's all the news we got for today. Mike,
so
you want to go ahead and get us out of here?
Yeah, so, that's the end of the episode. As we released yesterday, on our last episode, follow us on our website. Check it out at jnlshow.com. On Instagram at Justus Nerds League Podcast. On Facebook at Justus Nerds League. Twitter at Justus Nerds Show. At YouTube, iTunes, Spreaker at Justus Nerds League. And, on our Gmail account at justusnerdsleague at gmail.com. So feel free to reach out to us at any of those platforms. We look forward to, more interaction with you. Always reach out to us, send us questions, any kind of comments, whatever. We look forward to it. We definitely respond. We had our first couple direct messages on Instagram. We
Thank you guys
reply. For that. Yeah, we thank you for that. We reply immediately as soon as we can. We love the conversation, so keep them going. Let us know how we can improve. Other than that, we look forward to it. We thank you guys for listening to us, and we'll check you out next time.
We'll see you guys later.
See you later.